Talk about a few things because when you see the set, it's going to seem like there's a lot of extra work to this, but I want to have everybody to have a reasoning why that I need to do this. Now, most guys will do a generic predator set. We're going to say this is our set. We got a dirt hole, we put our trap, it don't make any difference what I'm going to show you. That's our trap set right there. We're talking bobcats. Bobcats act totally different than a red fox. They act totally different than a coyote. Really different than a coyote. Bobcats aren't afraid of anything. They're not afraid of pretty much anything you're going to put in front of them. It's just going to be a curiosity factor. If you're looking to catch a lot of cats in a dirt hole set, something like this, bigger hole, smaller hole, I don't care where your trap's at, it doesn't make any difference. If you're doing a general predator set with cats, you're going to have a hard time getting out of small bobcat numbers. And it's because it's a control issue. I'm going to set with this here. So we're going to put our trap. We have it all nice and buried and blocked, whatever you want to do, but that's our trap set, just a standard dirt hole set. Now with a bobcat in this type of location or any other location, we're gonna pretend, since we're doing a demo, that's right on the side of a two-lane road going down through these mountains, or it's on the edge of a field or whatever it is. Now if a cat comes out on this road and he's coming along, and you get lucky enough that he sees that set from right where I'm standing, you got a shot at catching him. Because a bobcat, one thing when you start watching their tracks, if you get some light snow or you get in a place that's got a little bit of sand or anything like that, when they see the set, there's no goofing around with them, they go straight towards the set. So if we get lucky enough and they see the set from right here, he's going to come up, and now you got your trap between him and the attractor. What happens most of the time on a road, or anything else, the cat's coming along, you can see how obvious this gets here in a minute. Say the cat's coming this way on your set and he sees it and he comes over here. Well, he's no longer in between the trap and the pan. If he's coming out over here, which they'll do a lot, as soon as he sees the disturbance, he's going to come back and he's going to come over here. You can see no matter how a bobcat's going to come up and start working your set. Once you understand they go to it directly how they first see it, that's where your trap needs to be. Now none of us here understand exactly how a bobcat's going to work every situation, so there's no way to control a situation like this. Because one thing about a bobcat, if you ever get to a place that has a lot of sand, like down in Texas, and you start tracking these cats, if this was a long road for 5 miles up and down through here, you will find cat tracks on that road like you will a coyote track. But what you're going to see is that bobcat's going to come out, he's going to walk down the road a little bit, he's going to go squirrel, and he's going to come over here. He doesn't travel up and down those like he does, a coyote does, covering a long distance. They don't, except during breeding season, the toms are the only ones that's going to move any distance. Most female cats are probably going to stay in a square mile. And a lot of times it's a lot tighter than that, because if they got food, there's no reason for them to expend the energy to go out and do anything. The problem, and I used to do this too, is I would have a set that I want to go that I can catch a fox, a cat, or a coyote. So I'm going to try to pick my perfect location, this, that, and the other. The problem with that is when you started messing with cats on a bigger scale, because of a cat acts so much different than a coyote, if you don't take into consideration he's going to go to the trap set from where he sees it at. Your trap's probably going to be in the wrong place most of the time. And if a cat comes up here and he's going to look in the hole, you'll see them on night vision. They just kind of go about their business. They're not going to dig. They're not going to try to get your bait out. They're not going to try to get your lure out. They're not going to do anything. Once they look down there and they see there's nothing there they can really eat, they just go about their business. They carry on from the way that they came. They're kind of like a kid that needs a whole lot of riddling. They just don't seem to pay attention to anything very long. So when I start going into the control parts of why I do what I do with a set, keep this in mind. If you want to get a lot of cats, you got to control that cat. And you got to start controlling that cat from the time that you tell him he's allowed to start playing with your set.